What is up, guys? I'm just checking to make sure you guys can hear me. Welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I'm going to be giving you guys an update about everything that's been going on for the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks since I've quit my 9 to 5. Yes, if you guys don't know, for the last 7 years or so, I've been working at a full-time job, mainly data entry, data analysis, stuff like that. I'm glad I'm out of that environment. Of course, it wasn't easy leaving, as it was a comfortable position, steady paycheck, security, health insurance, all that stuff, right? Like, you don't want to leave a job because we're so used to that comfort. I found I was losing myself. I saw my life just kind of like going to waste for some reason. Maybe this is something that you can relate to. I just wanted to take a chance on myself and just try something new and just kind of pivot and just leave that 9 to 5 environment, because I know it wasn't for me. Here we are, 3 weeks later, actually going into the 4th week now since leaving that job. A lot has changed. Let's get into the video. First things first, why am I shirtless? Well, I just went to the gym and my shirt's all sweaty, and I don't want to put on another shirt because I have to shower, and if I put on another shirt, then I have to wash that shirt. Now it's dirty, and you know the deal. Okay, first things first, where am I at right now? Going into week 4, I'm still unemployed, but I did manage to find a part-time job that starts next week, and it is a job at a gym. Surprisingly, I want to get into that environment. I want to see how that affects me. Like I've said before, and I've mentioned in other videos, I am a fitness enthusiast. I do enjoy working out and learning about fitness and health and wellness. That's kind of my thing. Like lately, I mean, it has been my thing for the last 10 plus years. I have been lifting since I was 18, and now I'm 30, but I never pursued something in fitness, whether it's personal training, whether it's managing a gym, whatever position there was in the fitness industry, I never pursued it. But I think right now this is kind of like it's calling me, whether it's starting my own little program or joining a gym and seeing where that goes. That's where I'm at right now. So I do start that position next week, and it is a part-time job, like I've said. So, and it's not going to be a typical 9 to 5. For the most part, gyms are open almost the entire day, so like those shifts can be in the morning or in the afternoon, but I know that it is going to not be the same every single day, so that's kind of cool. Some days I'll work in the morning, some days I'll work at night, whatever. But that's where I'm at right now in terms of finding a job. I did tell myself that I'm going to give myself about 2 or 3 months to kind of just get back into the groove of things for myself and just find who I was, because for the last 7 years or so, I was losing myself, like I said. So now it feels kind of good to just kind of be myself, man. The last 3 weeks have been life-changing in a way. I know it sounds stupid, but for me, it's kind of been like a big life lesson. For the first week, I was very, very scared. I was really anxious every single day because, I left something that was comfortable. Like I've said, I left something that was providing me a steady income, providing me benefits, and that's all I've known. That's all I've known literally since, leaving school. That's all I've known. Obviously, if things hit the fan or things don't work out, of course I'm going to look for another job that, can pay my bills, a job that I'm experienced with, which is what I've been doing for the last 7 years. But right now, like I said, I'm trying something new. I'm pivoting and I'm trying to see where it goes. I did say that I wanted to be more consistent with content, but I do, again, struggle with consistency. But I'm putting it up. I'm putting in a little bit of work. I'm posting a little bit more on TikTok. I'm working on trying to be more active on YouTube. I know YouTube is a little bit more, it requires more time and more consistency and more dedication, but I would be lying if I said my priorities aren't aligned. Right now, again, the biggest thing on my mind is finding another source of income. So now that I have this next opportunity starting next week, I think I can dive a little bit more into content creation, feel more comfortable. So I'm going to see how that goes. I'm going to see how that plays out. Ever since quitting my job, my mind has been a little bit more clear. I've been more into my fitness journey. Since I've quit my job, I've had more time. So now I'm putting in a little bit more effort at the gym. When I was working my 9 to 5, I would just go through the motions at the gym, just make sure I get my workout in. And I was never truly like present when working out. If that makes sense. Now every time I go to the gym, I'm locked in. I'm more energized. I'm going in the morning. So like I go in when the sun is coming up and I come out and the sun is still up. It's not like I'm going at 7 p.m. and then I'm leaving the gym and it's dark outside and I have to get home and get ready for bed. It's not like that anymore. I'm not drinking pre-workout late at night. I can drink my pre-workout in the morning, get that energy, and still have energy for the day and still have more time in the day to just do what I want to do for myself, you know? Like it's been a little bit easier. Again, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm not having any income during that time, but it's okay. I'm telling myself, you know, this is what I want and we'll see what happens. I'm not going to be stressing about, like, I'd rather be in the position I'm in right now than still be at that job where I was just kind of feeling like I was losing myself, like losing my soul, you know, like soul sucking. It was something that I just needed to get out of. So now, again, this leap is very interesting. I'm excited to see what happens in the coming months. I'm excited to see where this new position is headed. And of course, it's a big pay cut. It's a big pay cut, but I'm not doing this for the money specifically. Like, of course, a part-time job is going to cover all my bills. It's going to help, but it's not going to cover all my bills. I'm for sure going to have to find something else aside from that to help me, you know, create more income. So that's going to be interesting to deal with. But like I've said, man, I feel like I've just been more excited to see where things are going. I've been more alive. My physique, I feel like my physique is coming back slowly but surely. I am 30 years old and I'm not trying to like look shredded. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just trying to stay in a good shape. I'm trying to stay active. I'm trying to have more cardio in my life. I'm trying to like work out for longevity. You know, I'm not trying to injure myself anymore. I'm trying to really build, you know, a really strong foundation. In my early 20s, I wanted to, all I cared about was looks. All I cared about, you know, was a six pack. All I cared about was, you know, being super shredded, you know, eating clean all the time. And I've noticed it's not sustainable for me. It's not like, I love food way too much to kind of just avoid it, you know. I love food way too much, so I'm trying to find that balance. I have a little bit more time to cook. I'm not working out for like my physique. Like, of course I want to look good, you know. I'm trying to stay slim. I'm trying to not gain too much weight, but I'm also not avoiding or being afraid of gaining weight. I'm not afraid of like losing my physique that I've always known for, you know, all my life, or at least the last 10 years. I feel like my confidence has improved. That was something that I was struggling with during my full-time job. I feel like I was losing my confidence, but now I feel I'm gaining more confidence. I don't find myself comparing to other people. I would do that constantly when I was at my 9 to 5 because I just wasn't happy. I was just like, hey, I would see someone else living a better life, or, you know, a perception. I would see someone else having a better life than me because I just hated my job so much that I would see everyone's life was better than mine. But it's weird to think about it now because like it's mind-boggling. But that's where my mind was at. I was comparing myself to other people and their lives when in reality I should have just focused on mine. And now that I've left, I have more time to focus on mine and it's gone better. Really interested to see where it goes next. If you guys are trying to leave your current situation, your current job, and you're just not having it anymore, I highly recommend just figuring out a way to give yourself a cushion, save up some money, do something that'll allow you to leave that position. Even if it means taking a pay cut, it's gonna be okay, man. It's gonna be okay. Don't let fear stop you, or don't let it hold you back from going after what you truly want. And I know it's easier said than done. I know some of you may have families. Some of you may be the only source of income for your families. Some of you might have kids, might have major responsibilities, and I get that, man. Like, that's life, you know. I know there's ways out there to get out of your situation. You know, if you really want to get out of that situation, you're gonna find a way. You're gonna find a way. I promise you that. Just don't be scared. Don't be scared to take the next step, because you really, really don't want to go, 10 or 15 years and just regret not ever taking that next step, not ever leaving that job that was just ruining your soul, that was just like being time wasted. Like, you're commuting, you have long commutes, you're spending long hours at work consistently, 5 days a week, and then you look forward to the weekend, but then the weekend flies by, and that's just not the way. I mean, at least in my mind, that's just not the way we're supposed to live life. We are not supposed to be at a job, 50 hours a week. At least not the way I was doing it. Like, that's not, you guys might think that like I'm crazy about it, but that's just how I feel, man. Everyone's valid for their own feelings and their own ideas and thoughts. That's just something that didn't sit right with me. So I took that leap of faith. I'm still on this journey. In my last video, I started this thing called the freedom journey. The freedom journey is just escaping the 9 to 5. That's how I see it. The freedom journey is escaping the 9 to 5. And if, that freedom journey leads me to finding a job that, like a job where I'm working for myself and it's way more than the 9 to 5, I'm okay with that, man. As long as I'm working on something that's going to benefit me, like something that I'm building that drives me and gives me more meaning. At a 9 to 5, I just felt like a cog. I just felt like a cog in a big machine that's just, is just there to suck my energy on a daily basis. What day is this of the freedom journey? This is 22nd. I'm not too sure. I'm not keeping track of the days. The freedom journey is not like, there's no timeline, I just see it as a journey to just improve myself and get out of the situation that I was in, to give myself more freedom, improving my life and doing things that I want to do, man. That's the journey for me. What's the journey for you? What do you want to get out of life? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you going after? Like, is it the money, skills? What is it, man? Like, ask yourself, what do you want out of this life? Like, figure it out, man, because you don't want to go, like I said before, 20 years go by and, you're having this whole ordeal of, what do you want to do? Did you waste your life? Did you do something and you weren't happy with it? Like, ask yourself these questions, man. You gotta stop and assess. You got to stop and assess your life and see what needs to change. If you're not happy, do something about it. Okay? With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.